organizations, as institutions, as government, we have this tendency to see community in silos. But for a family, they live it in a very holistic manner. So in my mind, I think one of the best things that has happened out of government is this creation of sustainable communities. Anything that you can possibly think of that might be a problem or a need or a challenge is actually concentrated in this area.
So one of our colleagues, Jean Dubois from Dorchester Bay, was the one that kind of coalesced us back in 2004 to say, hey, we all have this rail line going through our community. It doesn't really stop. It's not adequately serving our community. So, do you want to think about working together?
Along the corridor, about 90,000 people can walk to any of the proposed stations or the current stations. There has been underutilized rail service.
It's not just a convenience factor, it's an economic mobility issue because we have 50% of our population, roughly, that actually works downtown. So.
FTA has invested $37.3 million, and the state has now invested another $137 million to build 4 additional stations.
We have 3 stations in construction. Roughly in 3 years, the residents will be able to utilize all the stations along the corridor.
I was very excited yesterday when I went by there, because usually you go by there and you're like, okay, when am I going to see the actual kind of work going on? And yesterday, you could see the fruits of our labor.
There has been a lot of work done that people are embracing. They're seeing the challenges, but they're also seeing that their voices are being heard and respected.
One day, the people who live in that house over there will jump on the commuter rail and go downtown to the jobs in those towers down there. That's what this is all about. Bring an economic opportunity for people who live in our neighborhoods.
We are taking this significant investment that the federal, state, and local government are making in transit improvements and using that as a catalyst for a broader community transformation effort. We've invested $4 million in equity in 2 real estate development projects along the corridor, including 157 Washington, which is the EPA has supported brownfields work there as well, very close to the new Four Corners transit stop.
There used to be a car lot or a junkyard here, and so you had junky cars piled up. You just had mounds of dirt and debris. People used to run by here and just throw their trash here. So this whole area is like a giant debris field. They were the driving force. I mean, they looked and they saw this eyesore, and they had the vision of saying, oh, this could be something better. And the fact of the matter is we need housing.
The Talbot Avenue Station Transit-Oriented Development Area, we did a visioning session with the local community to help address some of their concerns and help get some of their vision down on paper.
All the work that we do, trying to start from the ground up, working with residents to understand what their issues and needs are. Getting people out of cars, they want that, onto trains, but they also are concerned about some density concerns related to transit-oriented developments.
The EPA's assistance helped design a concept for the Talbot Commons, so it was more of a community planning exercise. And that again helps vet these TOD projects, transit-oriented development projects, with the neighbors. You're working with the neighbors instead of on the neighbors.
And now we have a much more coordinated strategy, both with respect to our relationships with the federal agencies, HUD, DOT, EPA, city agencies and interventions, whether it's housing investment, green jobs creation, energy efficiency investments that the city and our local partners are making, as well as our community-based organizations who are on the ground working every day to make that area more sustainable.
Country. So this becomes the model of how we do environmental policy, housing policy, and transit policy in America.
Sustainable communities. This approach or the attitude where government comes together and enables so much more